So these are the Alpinestars Phenom motorcycle gloves. And while they are a great set of gloves, they are not right for me, and they may not be right for you too. So let me walk through what I think of these gloves. I've had these now for 18 months. I originally bought them on a ride in Japan because I wanted some gloves for a ride that I was doing around Kyoto. I just had really crappy gloves at that time. I wanted a little bit thicker gloves, a little bit more comfortable. So I bought these with my own money. Maybe the design is a little bit different than the ones sold in the US and the EU because, like I said, I bought these in Japan, so keep that in mind. I've had a lot of really positive experiences with Alpinestars gear. I also have the Tech 7 Enduro boots. Absolutely love those. They are insanely good. And by the way, I have an article review on these gloves too if you'd rather just read and then listen to me ramble. So, let me go through what I really like about these gloves and then I'll get to the drawbacks. The first thing is the knuckle plate. If you can hear that, is super rigid. I'm sure it says somewhere on the product review page, but it must be metal. I mean, you can bend it. Oh, maybe it's not metal. It's plastic. You can bend it, but it is super rigid. Maybe I shouldn't have bent it because it's making noise now. But it is super rigid, a lot stronger than a lot of other gloves, and that plate is big. I mean, you can see like it extends all the way over the knuckles. So that's kind of why I bought them, because they're short cuff, but they look pretty protective. They also flow a lot of air. So I live in Thailand, and having hot hands while you're riding is no fun. So I was looking for something that would be thick, but would also flow air when I needed it. And I think this kind of fits the bill for that because it's got leather all down here, it's got leather all on the top, and they're really hard knuckles. But in between the fingers, if you see there, it's like a neoprene material, so I feel a lot of air come through there. I just took these on a ride in Japan actually, where it was like 100 degrees every day. It was brutal, but my hands never got hot. I switched between these, and I'll talk about these later, the Pandomoto Ivy gloves. They're actually my favorite gloves right now. And another thing about these is the touchscreen tips. So I will demonstrate those right now because a lot of brands say, whoa, they work with touchscreens, and then lo and behold, doesn't really work. But these are actually pretty good. I mean, other than the fact that the gloves are gonna add some extra bulk, so it can be kind of hard to judge where you're touching and stuff, they do work. Like they pick up and tap and oh, maybe they don't tap. Oh, that's because I gotta add my face. Yeah, they tap and scroll through everything pretty well. So this works really well, and I really like that because there's a lot of gloves that advertise as touchscreen gloves. They don't work at all. So these are really solid actual touchscreen gloves. Pretty sure though. Oh no, it really does work with every finger, even though it looks like only these two fingers are equipped for touchscreen. I just used the middle finger and it worked fine. So touchscreen script tips really work. Also the Velcro that they use, this is another pet peeve of mine with motorcycle gloves. They use really good Velcro. So like I said, I've had these for 18 months. I've worn them in the rain. I've worn them in super hot and humid temperatures here in Thailand a lot. And this is still holding up. I mean, it's a little bit weaker than it was when I bought it, but you can see this is not completely gone like it is on a lot of gloves after you use them for this long. And they use the really high quality plastic, we should focus on that, plastic hooks here that basically never degrade. And for me, it's also a safety thing. Like, this has got to be strong enough that if I crash and this yanks on it, it's not going to pull the glove off. And I can yank pretty hard on there, and it's not going to open up that leather there. So very durable, not leather, Velcro. Very durable Velcro, probably durable leather as well. They were fairly comfortable on the first wear, but this is where the downside is for me, and why I don't wear these too often now is because for me they give me a lot of pain and pressure in my knuckles. After about an hour and a half of riding, I start to feel that like plastic pushing on my knuckles, and I also get pain in my pinkies a little bit, just from maybe the design of the glove, like pushing on my pinky there. And then here in the V of my my glove. I'm not exactly sure why that part, but there's something that rubs there that just isn't cut right. And again, it may not be a design defect. It may just be that my hands don't fit the cut of these gloves. So could fit you totally fine. Maybe these are much better suited for like a sport bike rider. They have a little bit more of a sport bike look. I really prefer these Pandomoto Ivy gloves, which I've also covered on the channel and have a review on, because I do most of my riding in a city. These are kind of the same glove in that they're short cuff, they're very comfortable, they're lightweight, they're surprisingly good for summer. My hands don't sweat in these. So they're also really solid gloves for similar use case, but these probably better for like the sport bike, naked bike, speed kind of look, whereas these are better with like classic bikes or commuting around a city. You want something that looks a little more classic. So yeah, as far as where you can find these, I have a link in the description to find these on Revzilla. Revzilla is a really good retailer for all things motorcycle goods if you don't know them. So you can get the Phenoms from Revzilla and check out more reviews there and more Alpinestars stuff there. The Pandomoto ones that I just mentioned, the Ivies, you have to get those from Pandomoto directly, but they ship in the US, they ship in Europe. So that's the two places you can find those. Cool. Let me know what other gear you want me to cover or things you want me to talk about within motorcycles, and I'll see if I can get it done. Thanks.